Tennessee is known for its music, its whiskey, its food, and good old Southern hospitality. But that's just the beginning. From back roads to main streets, we're digging into the people, places, and moments that shape the state. This is Tennessee Unpacked.
Welcome to another episode of Tennessee Unpacked. I am one of your hosts, Ryan French, here from the beautiful Mule House in Columbia, Tennessee. And today I am hosting alongside McKenna McGowan.
Hello.
How do you say your last name?
Are you joking?
No, I'm joking. I just want to go ahead and give us some subtitle problems right from the rip.
Okay. You're just going right in for the neck. We're like 10 seconds in.
Yeah. I heard an episode you recorded that. Well, never mind. I'll let that go. I'll let Lexi out of this for today.
Okay.
But I will come back.
We'll circle back.
So,
we'll circle back.
Anyway, McKenna, of course, with Visit Columbia. I'm with Experience Tennessee, and we're just going to jump right into it today. We're going to be unpacking one of my favorite topics, Tennessee state parks.
I'm so excited. Ryan, what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite state park?
I took a note today to not ask that question.
Why?
Well, because
I want the tea.
Well, I mean, my favorite state. Yeah, I don't.
Okay, what
it depends
is your
on what I'm doing.
Okay, fishing.
Oh, well, so then it's split. It depends on what kind of fishing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know anything about fishing, so
I
can't ask another question to follow that one.
I can do Tim's Ford for bass fishing, like that could be a thing. I also like to catfish a lot, so I go to Mousetail Landing. I'm only naming things in my region, of course.
I saw
13
the pattern.
counties. But if I want to like trout fish, you can go David Crockett.
Yes.
So this depends.
Okay.
So anyway, we're joined by Morgan Bologeorges. It's close enough.
Perfect.
Okay.
Nailed it.
So Morgan, you are with Tennessee State Parks. I'll let you explain your title and role.
Sure. Good morning. The most fun thing that I get to do is over our marketing team. I serve as the Director of Marketing, Revenue, and Guest Experience, and we serve to support Tennessee State Parks in many different ways. So marketing is really the fun part of it because we get to tell the story of Tennessee State Parks.
And y'all are killing it. Like, I love the social media, the new website. Like, we were talking about, this before we had started rolling, but I was doing my homework and stalking, and I just caught myself doom scrolling your social media account. They are so good. And as I was scrolling, I was like, well, I guess I need to drive 6 hours now to go see this state park.
Yeah.
Like, dang. Like, so now I was talking to my husband last night, and I'm like, I hope you don't have plans next weekend because we have plans the 4th of July to go over here, and then we might as well hit this park. And
I love it. I love it.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Such a variety of experiences you can have.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
great.
Yeah. It was very eye-opening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something for everybody too. Ryan's already named a bunch of them just on the fishing front.
Well, and that's what I say. Like, and I think we'll get into this a little bit more as we go. But there's state parks can kind of fall into this idealistic, like this is what you expect at a state park. In reality, there is so much going on, and again, it just depends on what you want to do. Like I can think, and we'll get it. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I get too excited. But Morgan, you got a background, so you're a graduate fighting Illini. Is that what they call that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They played Tennessee last year in a bowl game. I bet you
that was a challenge. It was a great one for us.
But you also have a bachelor, so that's where you got your bachelor's.
Yep.
But you have your master's in sports administration, which I thought was an interesting master's path for the role that you're in now, because it touches on a lot of those things. And that was from Belmont, correct?
Belmont, yep.
So
correct,
that's when you entered your Tennessee. I did my stalking too.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I also found her on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, we're OG LinkedIn friends.
Oh, okay.
I have to say, like from a regional tourism role, I enjoy working with Morgan because of the insight that you have towards the visitation, which I guess the guest experience part of your job. Yeah. Obviously, that rings to that. But so you started this role 2020. That's when I started my role. So we kind of came in to that same time. How long have you been with state parks total? Was that
So total, over 10 years now.
Over 10
so
years.
yeah,
Wow.
How many parks did you have when you started?
we started. I had 56.
You don't have 56 now.
We don't have 56 now. I'm not even going to throw out the number because by the time we air
yeah.
this, it will have changed. We are
wow.
growing unprecedented investment in Tennessee State Parks
Yeah.
this administration. So Governor Lee has been a huge advocate for Tennessee State Parks.
Yeah.
So he will be responsible for opening 14 parks during his administration.
gosh.
So by the time he leaves office later this year, we will hit 70 state parks.
Wow.
So 14 parks
amazing.
since I started. Yeah. And there were years, I mean, decades where one park may be
Yeah.
opened. There were decades of even closure where there were, budgets were tight and they had to close some parks. So it's really, really amazing for Tennesseans to have this opportunity. 14 new parks across the country, or across the state, excuse me, is just amazing. And you don't see that across the country. There's a lot of state park systems that are struggling right now. And so we are just really blessed in Tennessee.
So you speak to the momentum of the Lee administration making that investment. It's very intentional too. I think that has to be kind of pointed out. There's certainly, these are creating economic hubs in areas that needed it, which has also been a focus from the Lee administration with all the way back to Executive Order number 1. We all
Right.
keep talking about that.
Yeah.
But what's behind the momentum of the current investment, and where do you see it going next for state parks?
Yeah, sure. So the momentum really comes from Governor Lee, and he's a true conservationist. He's passionate about parks. He comes out and camps with his grandsons and just really loves Tennessee. He even, I was out with him at one of our parks not too long ago, and he was talking about backpacking it when he was 18 years old, and how after this year, him and Maria are going to come back out and do some hiking around. So he is really just a true conservationist, outdoorsman at heart. And he's really invested because he's seen that side of it, but also the economic impact that it can bring to these rural communities. So.
Absolutely. And it is. And from our perspective, we've gotten since this expansion, Devil's Backbone, I guess it's still that. No, that's see, I can't keep up either.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So Devil's Backbone, we did the opening for that.
Yep.
Head of the Crow, which is, if you want to talk about one of my favorite state parks, like I'll that place, the beauty of that area is just unbelievable. And of course, that was part of the South Cumberland kind of footprint already.
It was, but broke out and really was worthy of being its own state
100%.
park because of that beauty and the different experiences you can have there.
So those are new in the region. Of course, we've got some others coming up too. And again, like the Buffalo River, that's coming up. That state park is in Wayne County, which is again a perfect example. Like they don't have a state park right now,
Right.
and that's a huge investment into that community that really, fits right into their economy as a outdoor tourism destination, and obviously on the Perry County line. So that's going to affect 2 counties that really
Right.
could use it. Perry County's got Mousetail Landing, which is on the other side of the county.
Yeah.
And then I guess Dry Branch is going to be the best of 3 worlds because it's in parts of Hickman, Perry, and Lewis County.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Wow.
So
Y'all don't have too much going on, do you?
No, it's been really a boring 2026 for us. Not much to do
Goodness.
here. Yeah.
Wow.
8 of these parks will open in 2026. So
Oh
it's
my gosh.
we've got 1 a month for the next 5 months too. So
How exciting though. Like that is like y'all were saying, like what a blessing that is. Truly,
is.
like to live in a state and to have a governor that pushes, to preserve and grow our state park and our presence and help these counties that, some counties need a little push in the tourism direction, especially rural communities. And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And all the counties you just named are near me. So I'm like, okay, we got to add that to my itinerary.
yeah, we haven't even got them on social media
I know,
yet. So
I'm
you
like,
haven't
oh
even
my
seen
gosh,
the cool
yes,
things that
I
are coming.
know.
Yeah.
Now
Buffalo Rivers would be really cool. If you
Oh,
like to get out and kayak, that's
Yeah.
going to be a really
Oh.
neat one because we're right on a horseshoe
Right,
bend
horseshoe,
where
yeah.
you're going to be able to
cool.
kayak and stay in the park and put in and take out right there. It's
Oh.
going to be really cool.
You are talking my language.
I love it.
I just pulled my kayak out too, like not too long ago. So I'm like, is this a sign?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so I was saying, people do think of the state parks. A lot of times they think of just like hiking and camping,
Yeah.
but there's so much more. And that was back to what you asked me what was my favorite. Depends on what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you
fair.
could, even if you're, for example, I've been discussing potentially a conference like in state parks is literally now like one of the first things I think about for conference space. So what are some other experiences other than camping and hiking that you can do? Because I mean, camping and hiking is a piece of pretty much all of them, but there's a lot more to do outside of that.
Yeah, Tennessee's unique in a lot of ways because we do have those hotels, like you mentioned. We call them the lodges of Tennessee State Parks. They have conference centers, and we've had the investment that Tennesseans have made into the state park system goes back even to Governor Haslam's administration. So he started investing in our lodges. We've rebranded, and we have, by the end of, I guess, 27 into 28. I know we've been talking about that date. Get your conference and there would be amazing. But we will have 6 lodges that have either been torn down and rebuilt or completely gutted all the way to the studs. So these are now destinations, tourism destinations. Tennessee State Parks has shifted in kind of how it views itself and how people interact with us. It's not just that old rundown hotel at the state park. It is a destination. If you've seen the view when you walk in the Paris Landing Lodge and you can see the Tennessee River from the door you walk in, it's amazing. So those have really been a total shift for Tennessee State Parks, and they have conference centers in them. We've got restaurants, so we really want people to come take a night with us, spend the night, have a meal with us, plan your event, plan your family reunion at these gorgeous destinations. But we also have cabins, which are, we've got something for everybody in that way. Whether you like to camp, maybe you like a little bit more of a rustic cabin experience, you want a roof over your head, all the way up to the lodges where you can sit at the bar and have a cocktail and then have a
that's me, girl. I'm definitely a glamper. So when you say renovated restaurant and I'm in a park, where do I sign?
A pool. I mean, what more could you need?
My list just keeps on getting bigger and bigger of where I need to go.
I love how you speak to your laziness, but also I see videos of you running like 5 miles at a time.
Well,
so
I was going to say, I know this piggybacks off of hiking in a way, but here recently I am on my running and fitness journey. We are currently training for a marathon, and we have been going to state parks because it is one of the places where we feel the safest to run.
Sure.
Because a lot of areas, like some communities have sidewalks, but at some point the sidewalks end or they aren't paved, whenever we do run state parks, we sometimes will like run a trail and we know what to anticipate on a trail, but it is just, that has been a blessing. And I'm very thankful to have the state parks that we have in the state as somebody who doesn't always feel the safest on a road, especially in the South with everybody having their big old trucks. But like state parks, like paved, trails are clear, people drive slower. It just feels like a very safe environment. So like very, very appreciative of that.
Or when Chandler's foot goes numb.
We've also got medical personnel on site. We'll send a park ranger your way.
Somebody who's running, so thankful for the bathrooms that are spread all throughout the park. Thankful.
Well, I think that speaks to our accessibility. That's been one big initiative too that we've really been trying to tackle is we want Tennessee State Parks to be the most accessible state park system in the country. And that means that you feel safe. It means that your 80-year-old grandma can come and feel safe. You can come with your children and feel safe and feel like there's something for everybody, that there's paved trails that are great for runners, great for strollers, great for wheelchairs. Those kind of things really make a difference for people. It's not just about opening these parks, but building them in a way that they are accessible for people.
Yes. And I will say, to piggyback off of that, I have my mother, she has some like bad hip and back issues. And one of the only places that we can vacation right now where we do like a staycation is we will book a lodge or a cabin in a state park, because there's always one that is easily accessible for somebody who can't necessarily climb stairs and every, like you were saying, like there is that option to have a paved situation where it's easy for her to walk. So again, what a blessing it is to have those. And it's good to know, like, there are times where I'm like, man, I wonder if they do this on purpose. And it's good to know that that is like a high priority for you guys.
It is. And we also have all-terrain wheelchairs now in our parks where they can go out on the trail. Even if you just had a knee surgery or something and your family wants to go out, you don't have to stay home. You don't have to get left behind. We've gotten to really talk to some people that this has opened up the outdoors to them in a brand new way. You can check these out. You can reserve them through the park and know that you're going to have a way to tag along with your family and enjoy the outdoors, experience everything that Tennessee has to offer. We had a gentleman that came out to Cummins Falls State Park, got an all-terrain wheelchair and a new accessible overlook, and he lived 10 minutes from the park and had never seen the falls, and was a 40-year-old man that had never seen it and lived there a whole life, and it just changed his life. So it's amazing to see how impactful it can be for people.
For sure. That could just about make me cry.
Well, yeah, I was not to do that, but like I do say, obviously, Cummins Ford was one of the first parks that got the accessible wheelchair, the all-terrain wheelchairs, which I thought was just, it was really incredible, because then we started from the regional side on Experience TN, we started getting people that were kind of sending us questions about that, and we were passing along. So we saw an immediate uptick in traffic just because of the accessibility, just for the option being there. It picked up so much more. And then like also the investment into accessibility in totality, like the color blind viewfinders, for example. My grandfather's colorblind, so I snuck him up to the South Cumberland, which it was the stone door had the color finder, and like that was the first time he saw that, and it was one of those like, because he did not want to leave. He was like, let's sit here for a little while, and it was, that was a really cool. But it opens up so much more, even to like being able to kayak now, having accessibility that you don't think about. That's a real struggle to be able to do, but the paved parks, I keep going back to, in my mind, I think Henry Horton is one of the most unique parks in the region, because it has a golf course, which is an incredible golf course. But like, if you think of the landscape is not like, there's not the waterfalls, the Duck River is there, obviously, but it's opened up the opportunity for all of this paved paths. I see use. And then of course, this incredible investment in the new lodge that's coming.
It's gorgeous,
and that's going to be wonderful when that's done. And of course, so this is all happening in Marshall County, the two sides of Marshall County. You got Henry Horton on one side, that's just incredible investment in the state park, and then of course we got Dolly coming to the other side with the travel center. So a lot's going on in Marshall County, but Henry Horton, I think, is a really good example of like, that's a small town. It's in Chapel Hill. It's a very small town. When I was in high school, we used to play them in sports and beat them most of the time.
Throw that in there. Knock them down.
I'm in school in Lynchburg. We beat everybody.
Oh, okay.
But speak to that. And what do you feel like the role is for state parks, and not just that situation, but because there you have a visitor center that you guys just invested to. It's incredible. You have a restaurant, which is really great restaurant. You go to any time of the week, whether you're there or you just want to drive in to eat, and then of course the lodge. But speak to the role that you think state parks has in that tourism side of things and the economic impact of those communities.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's driving visitation. It's, we do have some data that shows even for camping, people usually travel about 50 miles to go camping. And so you're bringing people from outside of the community. We're hoping, especially for those border states, that we're trying, just like tourism, trying to pull them over from the other states. We want them to come to Tennessee and experience that. But it's bringing people to those communities where they can invest in either tank of gas. If we don't have a restaurant, have a meal in the community, but then it's generating occupancy tax. It's generating sales tax. Commissioner Ezell from tourism says those are our favorite visitors are the ones that come and spend the money, and we don't have to pay for them to go to school. So we've got a lot of that coming with these destinations, and we want people to make a trip out there, right? We want them to come stay overnight, spend 2-3 days in a community, experience what Tennessee communities are all about. You've got these amazing downtowns like coming into Columbia this morning, and I was just like, little downtowns that we've got across Tennessee are so amazing. You can really come and make a whole weekend of it or a long trip out of it. So
it's especially impactful for those rural areas like you speak to. Like I think I go back to Marshall County because again, like that's an area like lodging is a thing. Like that's a need there, right? And so the state park was already fulfilling that, but now it's going to fulfill it in a much more.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah,
significant
it's
way.
the lift that it needed for sure.
Yeah.
To go with the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
The restaurant has been such an elevation for them. It's got a patio that you can see the river from the patio and sit out there with your dog and have a meal. It's amazing. And so yeah, I think that hotel will be just another lift for that.
And then on the conservation side of things, obviously the Duck River is one of the most biodiverse rivers in North America, if not the most biodiverse. I think that is the claim.
It is.
So Henry Horton sits on that, but like I think that's interesting too because in that area we talk about river access, but this is when the state park is involved in it. It's done in a much more responsible way, if you will. So like so it's safe, it's convenient, but it's also leans into that conservation side of things too,
protecting that watershed.
And
that's so important.
It's important. And that where is that balance for you guys? Because obviously tourism, we want everybody to come and visit, but we want you to leave it like you found it kind of thing, or better than you found it.
Right. Yeah. We're all about responsible recreation, right? There are some situations where we've seen parks or areas of parks that did get overrun and too busy for that resource to not be able to handle it. So we've implemented some of those processes and procedures that balance that. But it does give us a unique place to sit and just make sure that we're taking care of what we're responsible for. And in educating people, right? Like leave it as you found it, leave no trace, and be safe when you're out there. We've got some really dangerous spaces, and make sure you're wearing the right shoes, simple things like that. And thinking about who you're bringing with you. Not all places are equipped for the all-terrain wheelchair. And if, you get an over your head, we want to make sure that we can get you out of there safely. But it is a balance. It absolutely is a balance, especially since COVID. COVID kind of changed the game for us a little bit. We thought maybe people were going to move away from outdoor recreation, and it was the complete opposite. We saw everyone renewed their love of the outdoors, and we saw unprecedented visitation, unprecedented occupancy in our overnight accommodations, which was amazing. But it was then balancing that, right? How do we do this safely? So we've got our park managers, our park rangers that are out there. They are true conservationists. They know how to do resource management. They're monitoring their spaces that they're responsible for. And we find that right balance of making sure people can come and access it and appreciate it and enjoy it, but protecting the resource as well.
I know when in that time frame of COVID and the reemergence of outdoor recreation for everybody, it was interesting because you had a lot of novices that they're getting back, and so there's
just the right shoes is
right.
Oh, that's me even now. I'll learn real quick. We just went to Henry Horton not too long ago, and we have gotten a lot of rain recently. And I found out real quick that, these shoes, it might be paved, but it's not prepared for the mud that comes with the rain and the leaves that are on the pavement.
Yep.
Things get slick.
So we talked a lot about, obviously, I'm going to always lean into the ones that are here in the region, but what are some of the lesser known experiences, maybe some hidden gems that you could give us some hints on?
Sure.
Oh gosh, let me get my phone out. I'm going to have to write these down.
We always are trying to promote those because everybody knows about the other ones. So there's probably ones that you've seen. But I know you already mentioned Mousetail Landing. Yeah. That's one of the lesser knowns in your region that is really cool. It's
on the Tennessee River. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah. I feel like it's off the beaten path. You kind of got to go there. More people know about the Timms Ford, right? Yeah. That lake just draws people itself. So, but yeah, I think that's one of the really neat ones. I think our new parks are going to be really cool too. We might have some that are more off the grid, and that's going to be a unique experience that we've never had before. You mentioned Devil's Backbone being new. It's along the Natchez Race Parkway, which is really neat because it's been a great partnership with MPS and making sure that we're operating in alignment with them. But it's a really neat little park there along that parkway.
Yeah, I'm excited to leverage the Natchez Trace because that's the only access to the state park is through a national park. So it is a cool.
It's very unique.
Component.
Yeah.
I think Mousetail Landing has, what is it? It's an 8-mile hike, Eagle hike. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's a wonderful hike. But it is 8 miles. It's all of it. It's the whole.
But you don't really expect that in West Tennessee, right? You
yeah.
think maybe I got to go to the Smokies. I got to go out east to get those long hikes in, and have something right there on the river is really cool.
That's neat.
Well, you talk about fishing, like that's one of my things. I know I don't want to go back to this too much, but like during that COVID period, I fished at Old Stone Fort quite a bit. So I live in Manchester, so it's obviously easy access for me. But when I was a kid, if the parking around the loop was all the way to the back, it was a busy day. And during that time, it was like, if you could park along the side of the road, you were lucky. Like it was that busy. But I've seen that, and I'm sure the data speaks to this. Obviously, there's kind of a normalization after that, but also there has been like this recommitment of a new generation of people that, quite frankly, technology had gotten them out of had gotten them indoors, I guess. But what does that look like after post-COVID? I mean, obviously, it's still been a huge commitment from the public.
Yeah, absolutely. We never really saw that like back to normal when we never went back to pre-COVID numbers on any front. So it's been really neat to see just that continued interest, continued growth. I think, the kids these days, they do want to get disconnected, and they're connected all the time. So it's really neat to see people want to come out and just be off the grid a little bit, leave your phone in your car and go for a hike and really just appreciate the nature around you. It's really been neat to see.
Devil's backbone, you can bring your phone with you. It doesn't matter. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So
same with Buffalo River.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of those places.
I was off the grid for about 6 hours one day. Yeah. We were going through the head tall grass just trying to get to the river. So that one, we got some work to do there. Get it. But I was like, no one's gonna hear from me for a while.
But that is something that I feel like is really trendy right now, is to be disconnected. And I think we're just gonna continue to see that, because I've seen here recently a lot of like your high schoolers and college students, they are wanting to bring things back that, like, for some reason, like the iPods, like they're coming back around, and like headphones that are connected, not Bluetooth, like even just like those little things where they're like, that is coming back around.
A little more simple times.
Yes. And so I have seen an uptick just even on my personal social media, where like, influencers like, hey guys, sorry I haven't been responsive. I spent the weekend, doing XYZ.
Yeah.
Didn't have my phone, but now we're back. Let me tell you about it. I just think that is going to become a just uptick of and happening more and more and more.
Yeah.
Truly.
I hate being old enough where iPods are coming back. Like I'm like, did they go away?
Yeah.
Like I still,
you can listen to music without getting text notifications.
Yeah, I'm like, wow,
how nice is that?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So for someone that's listening, like I think what state parks are, the really cool thing is you mentioned the, getting people to come over from out of state, right? Yeah. Which I'll go back to Marshall County again. That's the Taking Bacon campaign. Is what they call that now inside of tourism circles. Taking Bacon. Okay. And the reason is because and this was an Ezel quote, but Mayor Kinney in Marshall County also has some claim to it. There's a conflict there between them two. But he says tourism is like taking bacon from another man's hog, because you're getting the bacon, but you're not having to do all the work to raise the hog. So I figured you would like that.
Yeah. Is that because it was a farming reference? That's the only way I do things. I just said I like glamping. I didn't even know
I would have to explain it. I thought that when I said it, you would just.
I just said I like glamping. Yeah. Don't stereotype me.
I'm not. The accent does not play into that. But for somebody that is wanting to plan like a weekend, so that's the great thing for Tennesseans is like there's enough of these, like I can plan a weekend anywhere in the state essentially, and do it through a state park. And I think that's an important point to drive home, is like these are destinations for entire vacations. Like you literally can build a vacation around a state park. But for someone that's wanting to do that, what type of experience for like a weekend experience could they expect to build if they wanted to
Yeah, it just depends what you want, right? Because there is something for everybody. You talked about we're not talking about favorite state parks,
Yeah.
but I will say the parks that I've gone to, even just in my past 10 years with Tennessee State Parks, my life has changed. I've gotten married, I've had kids. My destinations have changed. So it's been neat to kind of grow with the state parks and kind of see it through different lenses. So, I think I was really into trail running for a while, and that's how I kind of got to know all the state parks when I first started my job. I had a dog that was the only way we could get him to calm down, was take him out on a trail, and he decided that he was going to run. So I started running, and that's how I saw all the trails in Tennessee.
You started chasing.
Yeah.
You were a trail chaser.
I was trail chaser
I'm
for
just saying,
sure.
you were probably doing a crazy speed, because I've seen where people online, like, you get crazy times being pulled by a dog, man, especially a high energy dog.
But then my needs have shifted, and I've been able to find parks that are great to go with kids. I took my son when he was like 2 months old out on a pontoon boat, and we stayed at a park with cabins, and we were able to be really, newborn friendly, but had my parents with us as well. And so we were able to be multi-generational. So the thing is, you can find something for everybody, no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what your level of expertise is. Start with some of those beginner trails and work your way up to the Head of the Crows. Got a few challenging ones.
Yeah.
So that you can kind of find something for no matter what destination you're looking for, what kind of activity level you're looking for.
Yeah. It's funny you bring up Heather Crow, because we were going hiking a couple of weeks ago, and that was the first recommendation from my wife. I was like, let's Heather Crow. I said, I'm not feeling a Heather Crow kind of day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there's challenges. Yeah, I think it's interesting that you bring up as you grow, as your family grows. Like, when our littlest come along, I remember when he was 2, like, it did change where we were going state park wise, and now it's like we challenge him a little bit more. But like, from everything from not only hiking and camping outdoors, but like if you want to go on a golf trip, you can plan an entire golf trip. I think at the visitor center in Henry Horton, we've talked a lot about Henry Horton, so plug for them.
Shout out.
But with the visitor center, there's a museum about the Duck River, for example. They have fish in there, and it was a really cool. So that there literally is something for everyone at all the state parks now. And I think that speaks to the commitment you guys have made in being innovative and how you lean into the different amenities at each area.
Yeah, I'll never forget one of the coolest things I think that I ever got to do growing up. We went to state parks a lot when I was a kid, and just like some of the classes and things that the park rangers will do, like things you just don't know, like they would call birds, and a bird would land on their arm, and then they'd have somebody stand up in the crowd. Like, those are just things that I'm like, dude, this is at my back door, and this is the neatest thing. Why have I never done this before?
Right.
And even in my adult life, I'm like, okay, well, we don't have anything to do today. Let me go show you something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to see this bird show.
Yeah, our park rangers do incredible interpretive programs. They do school visits.
Yeah.
We welcome schools out to our parks, and they'll take them on field trips and show them all sorts of different things. Birds, snakes. Snakes are always a hit.
Yes.
But
I
also,
do remember a snake, but I think I might have blocked that out of my memory. Very intentional.
Yeah.
It's like one of those trauma things.
Yeah, snakes are not a hit with me.
Yeah.
I try to avoid the snakes. For someone that does want to kind of take it easy, though, like that's the lodge and the cabins kind of thing. Speak to the cabins. Like, I know David Crockett has amazing cabins. There are some at Henry Horton. They're not everywhere, but there's a new investment into Tim's Ford State Park too, with new cabins. And that's another area that lodging is kind of you don't think about that in Franklin County, Winchester area, but lodging is kind of one of those components that's needed, and you guys have made that investment into it. But speak about the cabins. They are hard to get, but they're wonderful. I would say they're hard to get. They're popular.
They're popular.
They are so popular.
Yes, you do have to plan ahead. But yeah, we're renovating the ones at Tim's Ford. So that's been another investment that's just been really amazing to see. Not only are we, getting the new lodges and things like that, new parks, but also investing in current facilities.
Yeah.
So the cabins at Tim's Ford are wonderful. They're right on the water, a lot of them, that you
Yeah.
can have that whole Tim's Ford experience and have a cabin right there is amazing. We have cabins across the state, 21 parks with cabins. Some of them are at parks with lodges, and some of them are scattered about. And there's different sizes, different amenity levels, where you can have something that's kind of a little more rustic or something that's really nice. The ones at David Crockett are really nice, kind of on the newer end of cabins, have some really neat sustainability features on them. But yeah, there's a variety of sizes that you can, maybe just, a couple, just you and your husband, or your whole family can come. So those are a nice destination opportunity there. And the investment in those and our campgrounds. So we've got I think it's 18 campgrounds right now that are under renovation.
Oh, wow.
So there's constant investment in just maintaining what we have as well. Governor Lee has put a lot of focus on deferred maintenance and not just growing the new stuff, but taking care of what we've got. So these campgrounds that are getting renovated are going to be really awesome for a lot of our communities as well, because things that changed with COVID. A lot of people got RVs, and they got big RVs.
Yes.
And when your campground's a little bit older, they weren't built for those. So we're making some investments that will make it more accessible for people with those larger RVs that they invested in. So we're really excited about all those investments happening.
That's exciting, and and all of those are things that you can plan ahead. You can book, and there are some charges with those, but they're one of the things we haven't brought up, like just access interstate parks is it's free.
Right.
This is, that's an important thing. But speak to that, like how a family can build these into a budget friendly visit too.
Absolutely. Tennessee is so blessed that we have free state park system. We are one of, I believe it's only 6 state park systems across the country that are free to enter. So you can come and you can picnic and you can hike and you can enjoy a day at the park for no money out of pocket. So really budget friendly from that perspective. Obviously we are free, and we also have to drive revenue. We are asked by our legislator and our governor to generate revenue in our overnight accommodations. We want to be good stewards of tax dollars. So we want people to come stay overnight and have a meal with us, play around a golf, buy a t-shirt at our gift shop. We were talking t-shirts before. We got some great merch out there. So we're always finding ways for people to have an opportunity to take something home with them that also is a little souvenir that, you think back on a great memory you've made on that trip. So
yeah, you guys have some of the best merch. It's not, that is not a lazy topic. They are in on it. You guys have really been innovative in that. I was going to wear, I told you guys I couldn't find my t-shirt, but I have an old school state park shirt that's like a trout, but I want a head of the crow. I've seen a couple of them, and they sell out of my size, but I'm a tough size, but I'm going to get it.
I need to get some merch. That's what I'm about to do when we make our loop. When we make our,
you can also get on our website. So check out the website.
Oh, don't you worry, I looked. But I'm funny. I have to visit before I can buy.
There you go.
I need to go before I can buy.
Got to have that experience.
Yes. That way that way when somebody sees me wearing it, I can talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's neat that the investment has been made across the board in all of the parks, and continue to invest into experience. And I know for us, like when you and I have worked together on a couple of itineraries, when we bring media fans in, like we were very intentional of including the parks into everything that we do. And then from kind of a government relations standpoint, we don't like to talk about that on this podcast, but like I think people do kind of get tunnel vision too on these things being in their community, because you kind of grow up with it. When I hike at Old Stone Fort, which one, it's an archaeological park, and I think you have 2, but you have 3 now, or is
open to third? Yes,
archaeological park. So it's a whole new. This is a prehistoric, like this is history. You get to walk around at Old Stone Fort. I haven't been to the other archaeological parks, but they're on my to-do list. But when I hike at Old Stone Fort, it's like I had to pinch myself that I'm in Manchester, because like the cliffs and the waterfalls, it's like that's not what's outside of the park. It is very out in that one area, but it's kind of a surreal experience. And I think Heather Crow is right there. Tim's Ford has always been one of my favorite parks to go to, because there's so much to do there. It's kind of something for everybody. Another wonderful golf course with the bear trace. But also at Tim's Ford, I want to say like the Bill Dance Signature Lake series is coming on. So that I think the state park's going to play a role into that. And when we start having fishing tournaments down there. So that's where you find me.
Yeah, that's where you'll be. I'll be running somewhere nearby.
So, well, I will say this, like one of the things I would encourage people to do if you're listening, make sure that, you can do a lot around these. We on experiencetn.com, I know we build itineraries around state parks. So when you plan a weekend, you stay at a state park, we're going to give you kind of and you said it earlier, talking about if there's somewhere to eat in town, we're giving you those recommendations. And things like that. But if someone's wanting to learn more, make plans, what's the best way for them to do that?
Visit our new website. So
it's gorgeous.
Brand new.
Yes, brand new. tnstateparks.com. It's been a big undertaking for our digital marketing team. They've done an outstanding job, though, building this multi-year project to really help people through their journey, whether they know nothing and they're coming in with just blank slate. I want to go outside. Where do I start? To knowing I want to go to this park and I want to do this activity. We've added a lot of features to help people wherever they are, meet them where they are, and help them find the right adventure for them. So that's really, we want to inspire people through that site, which has really been fun to see that coming to life over the past few months.
And I would encourage you to, for each of these parks have their own social components. Yes. And so go on and follow those individual components, because I will say, like, a lot of the programming is just out of this world, what you can go. I mean, I know we've taken advantage of some of the stuff at home. Ocean Ford always has wonderful programming. But that's one of the things, follow those individual socials accounts, because there's some cool things going on. And again, nothing's cookie cutter. That's what I love about this. There's it's all intentional. It's all about where the park is and what the park offers.
They want to tell their park story,
exactly.
Right? It's so everything from the programs to even what they have in their gift shops.
Yeah.
They want to tell that park story, and every park has a different story. We're going to have 70 different stories to tell about the history or the archaeology or the recreation opportunities at all these 70 state parks. It's all a different story. So yeah, their socials are great. Our website has all the event calendars on it. So you can filter by a park location, you can filter by an activity, and maybe try a new park that you didn't even know had that activity to offer. So lots of opportunities out there.
I did that. I went through and I was like, well, what events happening this weekend near me? Like, what can I go and see? Website is so easy to navigate. Like, just a subtle plug. Like, tell your team. Like, it is very, very user friendly on desktop and cell phone, which is not always the case.
Right. It was designed mobile first because we know that's where the majority of our people are, especially if you're on the way to a park and you're looking for something to do.
Yes,
right.
Yes. Yep. It was very, very user friendly.
Morgan, thanks again for joining us. It's really, when we started this, you were on my list of first people I wanted to get in here pretty early on, because state parks is just such a great asset for our region in particular. And we really thank you guys and what you do for us there. Again, learn more about Tennessee State Parks at tnstateparks.com. And special thanks to Mule House. This place is absolutely beautiful, and we're gonna have to, maybe we should turn the cameras around.
I know. I wish they could see what we see, because this is crazy.
But yeah,
of course,
thank you for the Mule House for hosting us as always. And I encourage you to go to themulehouse.com, check out some great events that they've got coming up. They've always got something that is going to pique your interest here in Columbia. Also, thanks to our production team, Spread the Positive. They're back there pushing the buttons and keeping us on time, or trying to anyway, with the big red clock.
And they've worked hard today.
Yeah,
there have been some challenges today.
Got their money's worth.
Yeah, they have pushed through today.
Had a little bit of a blackout.
Yeah, we've had a morning. It has been the most Monday, Wednesday that I've had in a while.
Is it Wednesday? I gotta forget.
Yeah,
I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, right.
And obviously got to thank Visit Columbia and their team for letting us borrow McKenna for a little bit. But we'll give her back. No worries. I'll drop her off at the door on the way out. And of course, my team at Experience Tennessee. And you've been listening to Tennessee Unpacked. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for tuning into the Tennessee Unpacked podcast. Be sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. And be sure to leave us a 5-star review. Until next time, we'll see you on the next one.